Right, welcome one and all, whoever may be watching this. This is Rosewater. It'll be, I don't know, part one, maybe just a video of the game. I'm not quite sure if I'll be able to do a full playthrough. But here we are. This game just came out fairly recently. I know I myself have not posted for a little bit. It's just kind of, I don't know, life. You know, sometimes gaming is a thing, sometimes it's not. And because this is purely a hobby at this point in time, if I don't have time for it, I just don't have time for it, and that's kind of life, really. But anyways, here we are. Just thought I would give this game a bit of a try. It's been on my wish list for a couple of years now, actually, I think. And I'm hoping it might be kind of similar to the excavation of Hobbs Barrow. I know it's kind of like an alternative Wild West kind of situation. But I don't really know too much more than that. I forgot to turn down all of like the volume settings and stuff, so let me just do that now. Give me a second. Alright, cool. So did that. It's normally when I go through and I check to make sure the recording software is all okay, I normally go in and sort of change up all of the settings and jank, but I just forgot to do that. So anyways, now that's done and dusted, let's go. New game.
Ordered the 743 from Pierre Lorraine for Rosewater, Western Vespuccia. No baggage to speak of, in the literal or metaphorical sense. Just a little hope. And that doesn't take up much space. Much has been said about the western frontier. The perilous wilderness, the lawless towns, and the tough, hardened folk who make their way out there. Usually to get away from something worse. I suppose I'm about to become one of them myself. There's just one thing Rosewater's got that no place else has. An opportunity with my name on it. The thoughts in my head are running together like the landscape outside the window. Excitement and trepidation and boredom mixing like the scrub and rocks and soil into one long blur. One thing I know, I am ready for a change of scene. Huh. Quiet.
Howdy, ma'am. Allow me to extend the warmest of welcomes on behalf of the town of Rosewater and its inhabitants. Folks call me Jem. And who do I have the honor of greeting?
Harley Leger.
Delighted to make your acquaintance. Might I assist you with your luggage? That is, if you've got any.
I don't.
Ah, right. Well, what brings you to our fair town, Mrs. Leger?
Ooh, okay. So this is voiced, so I'm assuming that means I don't have to read the dialogue option. Let's just go for I'm here for a job. We'll see what happens.
Miss. And I'm here about a job.
Planning on sticking around, huh? Say, what line of work are you in?
If you must know, well, I write. There's an opening at the Rosewater Post.
Well, best of luck with that. The editor at that place ain't somebody you want to cross.
Then we ought to get along fine.
I'm sure you will. But as official town greeter, allow me to offer a small caution. Rosewater ain't always such a sleepy little town.
Hey!
Say, I've just remembered another engagement.
This how you welcome new arrivals? I have a mind to give you a thrashing. All right, enough of that. Look, I was no choir girl. But I didn't start blubbering when things went south. Word of advice, kid. Don't pick your mark in broad daylight, especially not at a lawman's doorstep. Go on, beat it, or I really will give you something to cry about. Now, where in the ether is that damn publisher's office?
I like that. Attempted theft right in front of the sheriff, and the sheriff is like, I'm just going to go elsewhere now. Bye. Okay, so walk/interact, left click. Okay, so we're doing point and click stuff. Oh no, come back. I was just trying the walking. Come back. I didn't read the rest of it. All right. Well, I'm going to fly blind, I guess. Oh, okay. That was D. What is this? Is this kind of like a journal? Oh, are we going to be picking some locks? No key for me. Turn the hook freely. Wiggle the key to start the fun. What are you talking about? What's her name again? I've completely forgotten everything. It was Harley, wasn't it? All right, Harley, you and me, we're gonna try to figure this out. Everyone watching can just sit there and laugh at me, which is generally how my playthrough goes. All right. Oh, I don't think I have to double click. Yeah, okay, so I only have to click once. Okay.
So they do have the law here, in theory at least.
I was just going to say, how do I interact with things? So I'm assuming that obviously means I can make some kind of observation. We've got electricity. That's cute.
End of the line. Until they connect it up from the coast, anyway.
And then we get a pointing finger. I'm just describing this because I'm not sure if it'll be captured. The recording software can be a bit funky with cursor-related stuff. Oh, so we didn't meet the sheriff before.
Howdy, stranger. Fresh off the train?
Yes, sir.
Come on in then. Let's have a chat. I'm Sheriff Gamble.
Harley Leger.
Pleasure. Just passing through, or...
I'm here about a job.
Well now, that's refreshing. Few come to Rosewater these days with the intent of staying long. How are you finding our town?
I can't say much for the welcoming committee.
Beg pardon?
I wasn't in your town but 2 minutes when I was accosted by a pair of gutter snipes. They should thank their lucky stars I was in a good mood.
I keep telling Jim to stop with that town greeter malarkey, but that boy's got a head harder than granite. I've been too soft. I ought to throw him in lockup until he gets his head on straight.
Trust me, that'll only make things worse. Besides, I don't think they've yet written a statute outlawing vexatiousness.
You've a forgiving nature, Miss Leger. Anyhow, welcome to Rosewater. If you run into any more trouble, come and see me.
All right, I'm going to be honest. There were some big words there that I don't actually know what they mean. Or I have like a bare kind of understanding of what they mean. All right, so now we've got a mouse with 3 dots. Okay, so it means we can interact with, I guess, maybe?
Fancy yourself a lepidopterist?
Ha! Hardly. Picked that display up from a passing rag and bone man. But I like when the sun shines on their wings just so. Real thing of beauty.
More big words. We'll just say she's a writer and it's not just convenient for the sake of the story.
A lawman with a license? Guess Rosewater isn't so uncivilized after all. Reminder, confiscated items to be placed in the box below. What's in the bag?
Oh, that's a set of lockpicks I confiscated from a would-be burglar.
Can I steal the lockpicks?
A bag of lockpicks. Tempting.
All right, everyone, remember, there are lockpicks in the sheriff's office. We've already seen some kind of journal thing about picking locks, so at some point this is all going to make sense, maybe. All right, is there a journal? Oh, well, I mean, I guess that's kind of what that was. Sorry, what I meant by a journal was objectives. Is there anything that I really should be doing right now? I don't want to have to read all of this. It's like actual journals, which I don't really care about. Oh, hey, we've got a lock that needs picking.
Looks sturdy, but there's some rot creeping around the handles.
Oh, well, perfect. Get a crowbar. Let's go.
This padlock's not going anywhere. Not without encouragement.
All right, good to know.
Nothing inside but a colony of ants. Shame. I could go for a sarsaparilla. Nothing inside but a colony of ants. Shame. I could go for a sarsaparilla.
It's one of those things with these kinds of games where it's like, is this related to this stuff up here, or will I get in trouble for not clicking on it thinking that it was all related? We're looking for, is it like the editor's thing? I forget. We're looking for something, I know it.
Oh, hello there. Don't think I've seen you around before.
Just arrived in town. Name's Harley Leger. And you're Dr. Sedgwick?
At your service. Welcome to Rosewater and to my clinic. Anything in particular ailing you today?
I'm really just making my way around town.
Fair enough.
I've also just noticed everywhere has a spittoon. It's taking me back to oh, what was the game that I played with like the stick figures and it's like really sassy and hilarious? I forget, I'll have to look it up. All right, so we've got a doctor's office. Probably should have had a look around. I'm assuming there'll be stuff in there. Aha! Publishers. That's what we're after. Right on top of me? Ignore him and enter the office. Actually, I'm just going to do that.
Hello, can I help you with something?
I'm here about the writing commission.
Ah, yes, you must be Miss Leger. I believe you and Joni exchanged some correspondence on the matter already, yes?
Yep, got the letter right here.
May I see it, please?
Oh, do I have to? Oh dear, how do I do this? Okay. I'm so glad that I have played many games before.
Very good. Oh, one more thing. Joni's not one for formalities. First names will do.
Noted.
Go up those stairs and knock.
Thanks. What's your name?
Henry Dixon, ma'am. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
All right, we just got an autosave. That's exciting. I also love that just no comments about someone being tossed out of the room. Maybe What's-Her-Face will offer some answers to that.
Come in.
Hello, Joan. I'm Harley Leger.
Ah, yes. Nice to finally put a face to the name. Please take a load off. Whiskey?
Bit early for me, but thanks all the same.
Sensible. I like that. I, however, have had a morning, so if you don't mind. Say, have we met before? Something about you seems familiar.
I don't believe so, no.
Well, let's get down to the meat and potatoes, shall we? If you're going to join our little family here, I'd like to know more about you.
Me? Well, I was born and raised in New Britannia. Got out, made my way west, and started writing. I saw your ad while I was up in Pierre. Thought a change of scenery would do me good.
Well, admittedly, Rosewater isn't as cosmopolitan as it used to be, but maybe you'll find it to your liking.
There hasn't been a dull moment since I stepped off the train.
Speaking of, your writing sample had me in stitches. I haven't spent much time in Lamplight City myself, but your descriptions of the toffs in Lyon, hilarious.
That piece was inspired by my last visit a few years ago, actually.
Oh? What brought that about?
Yeah, might as well tell the truth.
I had to go back and settle my late brother's affairs.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hope it wasn't in connection with that awful business at the Lamplight City Expo.
Oh, no, it was before that.
The Expo disaster was a national tragedy, of course. But you know, I can't help remembering it as the week our paper sold more copies than it has before or since. Isn't that terrible? But enough about that. Let's get back to why we're here. I loved your sample, and I like you as well, Harley. So I'm going to go ahead and offer you a commission. I'll pay you 45 crowns for it. After that, we can talk about more regular opportunities.
Fantastic. So, what's my assignment? A scathing commentary on Rosewater's decline? Or maybe a hard-hitting exposé on the plight of the marginalized criminal youth?
Oh, no. Nothing like that. I want you to interview Gentleman Jake Ackerman.
Who?
Pull the other one. You've been living under a rock. He's a true Western legend. The Achilles of our times. We've got a real opportunity here. A star like that landing in our little town. I'd like something in the vein of your sample. Acerbic and mordant. But maybe not quite so acerbic.
So, a puff piece.
Good, you're paying attention. I want you to make Rosewater look good too. Show me a real frontier hero in a real frontier town.
Where can I find this Jake fellow?
He's taking rooms at the Jack of Diamonds just down the road. And his show is opening today at the Opera House. So he should be around for an interview. I don't know how you're situated here, but you're welcome to use the typewriter in the office.
I only write longhand, but I'd certainly be grateful for a quiet place to work.
Longhand. How charming. Now, if you have any questions before you go, by all means, ask.
So, who is the man that went out your window? Not another writer, I hope.
Oh, God, no. You're the only applicant we've had. Don't worry about him. Just a rabble-rouser with an axe to grind. Thought he could burst in here railing about my journalistic integrity. Most folks stick to writing letters to the editor. I tried to calm him down, but... well, it didn't go that way.
I see. The Rosewater Post reported on the Lamplight City Expo?
It was only the biggest story that year. I've still got copies of the article saved. Here, read it for yourself.
Okay, so disaster at Lamplight City Expo. Blah. Site of a terrifying disaster that claimed 15 lives on Saturday. During a demonstration by an etheric researcher, Dr. Bennett Clark, a device known as an etheric generator malfunctioned and released a burst of energy into the audience. Ooh, instantly vaporizing 14 attendees and one stage assistant. Is this supposed to be like their version of like Nikola Tesla or something? Alright, so read the rest of that in your own time. We've got the mine closed. I'm not sure if we actually really need to know any of this. But obviously something about a mine closing. The mine's closure will deal yet another blow to Rosewater's fortunes, leaving over 40 men out of work. And then the PM calls for an etheric ban. So obviously that's in response to what happened at the expo. Which I think that's fair enough. I wouldn't want my citizens vaporized. Not with some really kind of out there technology that still needed to be developed or whatever.
Can I keep this?
Frame it if you like.
Any insight you can give me about the town?
It's a far cry from what it used to be. In a way, it's nice not having to hear the noise from the saloon at all hours, but, oh, I don't know. Folk who moved on took some of the charm with them.
Which I guess is what happens with a lot of mining towns, right? The mines shut or dry up and then people leave.
What about the folks who stayed behind?
What about him?
They must be pretty stalwart to stick around when others didn't.
Or stubborn. Go on and meet him for yourself. Best draw your own conclusions.
I'd best be on my way.
Right you are. Wait a minute.
What?
It's just come to me. I know why you look familiar. You're Spitfire Harley.
Goodness. It's been a long time since anyone called me that.
I saw you fighting back in 26 at Wellesley Hall in the Chum. You took out a brute twice your size with a right hook. Pow! It was like watching David bring down Goliath.
I appreciate the kind words, but that was another life.
Maybe so, but for a 14-year-old kid fresh off the boat, it was pretty damn inspirational.
Thanks, Joan. Appreciate it.
Of course. And please call me Joni.
Makes me think of, it wasn't quite a documentary series that I was watching, but it was about a place called Ardak in the Alaska Peninsula. And it was like this old town that was built there during a war. And it has since, like, obviously it served its purpose and everyone's going or has gone or whatever. And there's like 30 people left who are trying to make this town something livable, and they were like out searching for buried treasure or something to try to boost the economy. Some kind of series on Netflix.
See you later, Joni.
Take care of yourself out there. Spitfire Harley, writing for my paper. Now don't that just beat all?
And then, like, here in Australia, we have so many mining towns that have, like, populations of 30 or 50 or something because people have just left. And no one wants to go live out in the middle of nowhere for no reason in particular. Oh, she had some issues there for a second.
Was your meeting satisfactory, ma'am?
Quite so. Did you find any of those butterscotch sweets I asked for?
Afraid not. Only taffy and some peppermints.
Pity. This place seems to lack even the smallest of pleasures. Shall we?
All right. Let's just have a bit of an explore before we go to the Jack of Diamonds. I just want to see what's up the end of the road here. Oh, nice. Gentleman Jake's Wild West. Thrills, excitement, gunplay. Hey! Oh, this is the Opera House. Okay, I'm with you. Thought it was like a gentleman's lounge or something from ye old days. All right, cool. So we'll need to go there eventually. So let's just go into the saloon. Oh, listen to that music. Classic. Oh, what's the button do? I want to press the button. Why is there a button?
Now that is mighty tempting.
You bet it is. What
Warning.
happens?
Watch the dang door. Signed, management.
Is that what happens if we press the button?
Food delivery for the lazy.
Hold on. I'm just going to do it. Oh, okay. So that's the dumbwaiter or whatever it's called. And it'll take the food up to the room or whatever. Whatever's up here. I'm with you. Hey, good sir.
Excuse me, kid. I need to get upstairs.
I'm really sorry, miss, but Mr. Ackerman's not taking any more meetings right now.
It's important I speak with Gentleman Jake.
I'm sure. Of course, he always tries to make time for his admirers. Mr. Ackerman's upstairs getting ready for his show. It starts in less than an hour. Why don't you come by and watch? You can come meet him afterwards.
I just need to interview him for a newspaper article.
Well, now, that's perfect. If you're going to write about him, you should definitely see the show. Trust me, he's a real dazzler.
Suppose it beats waiting around here.
Alright, hopefully all the sound is fine. I might have to go in and adjust some of the volume settings again. So the conclusion for that is...
Gentleman Jake's show will be starting at the theater soon. You won't want to miss a second of it.
Okay, so we need to go to the theater. I was like, how do we pass an hour of game time? I'm assuming we just go to the theater. Yeah, there's someone standing outside there now. Alright, so we can't go past the saloon.
Looks like it's been up for ages. I wonder if they ever caught the guy. Or maybe he retired from crime. Or died of old age.
We've got an undertaker.
Business seems slow today. Probably a good thing.
I think that's the general store, so I'm assuming we won't be able to interact with any of these buildings. It's just straight to the opera house. Let's go. Can we go left or right? That's big fat no. That's fine.
You again?
Oh, hey, Harmony, was it?
Harley. What in the ether are you doing here?
Oh, you're not still sore about earlier.
Nah, but your little friend might think twice about hoodwinking strangers again.
Look, nothing personal. My brother and me are just doing our best to get by.
Okay, I'm with it. That took me a little bit to clue in. Hence why he just casually walked away when the fella tried to pickpocket us, okay?
Your brother? And you just strolled away? I ought to knock you into a cocked hat.
Hey, you gotta look out for number one.
You picked the wrong mark, but I can let that go. Hell, with a little effort, you two could be halfway decent grifters. But if there's one thing turns my stomach, it's disloyalty. That's your flesh and blood. If you don't have your own brothers back, who else on this wretched earth is going to give a flip if you're alive or dead?
You made your point. Now can we drop it already? I'm trying to do an actual legitimate job here.
Legitimate job? So you're not selling snake oil or stock tips or fire insurance?
Nah, nothing like that. I'm selling tickets to Gentleman Jake's legendary Wild West show. Only 20 coppers.
I'll take one of those tickets.
Swell! And when would you like to come see the show?
Whenever it starts?
Oh, you mean today? Oh, well, I'm afraid I gotta disappoint you there. Sold the last of today's tickets not 10 minutes before you walked up.
Seriously?
Seriously, this ain't exactly the Coliseum. It only fits so many, and folks around here are real excited to see Gentleman Jake in person.
All right, look. I don't need to see some yahoo firing off his pea shooter. I just want to talk to this Jake fellow.
And I'm sure Gentleman Jake would be happy to meet you if you had a ticket to get in. Course, I might be able to sneak you in quiet-like, but I'd be putting my job on the line, and I can't afford to lose it now. After all, I have my little brother to look after.
Just tell me what you want.
Only a small favor.
Spit it out.
Just help me retrieve something. A small item of great personal value. It's only my pa's pocket watch. Family heirloom, you see.
What happened to it?
It was stolen is what? By that one-eyed scalawag Lola Johnson. Probably stashed it away in the old smithy. She's been squatting in there for weeks now.
Where'd your brother get to? Keeping out of trouble?
Matter of fact, he's trying to make good after that screw-up earlier. Decided he's gonna try and get Pa's watch back all by himself. He's real tore up over losing it.
And you're letting him risk his neck again? He'll be collared in no time. Like as not, you'll never see him again.
Oh, I know. I tried talking sense into him, but he's dead set on it. Wants to prove himself. But he'll be in real hot water if he gets caught, which he probably will. That's why I'm asking you to do it before he goes and does something stupid. I can tell you could pull it off. No problem.
The blacksmith's got a giant padlock on the door.
So?
So I'm not breaking into private property?
I told you the place is abandoned. Lola's squatting in there. Besides, it's not really breaking in if you're retrieving something stolen. Sheriff Gamble won't trouble himself over it, trust me. And if you run into Lola, I'm sure someone like you can handle her.
That kid deserves better than getting strung up for doing your dirty work. Call him off. I'll handle it.
Swell. You know where to find me.
Classic grifter. Let me use my brother in all kinds of ways. Jeez. All right, so we just got an autosave. I feel like this might be a good place to leave it. Definitely, obviously just a bit of an intro, I guess. So I might give it another video or so, and we'll kind of see if and when the story picks up, I guess. But yeah, that was just a little brief glimpse into Rosewater. Hopefully at some point I come out with another video. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.